Yo, what's up, guys? It is Monster Jam Collector Racing here. I'm here with Sign Up Series number 421, and let's go racing. We're going to kick things off with Rage taking on Two School. And the first one is going to Two School. Next up is Carbonator XXL Lime taking on Pillage Idiot. It's going to be Pillage Idiot. Next up is Lucas Oil Stabilizer taking on Purple Jester. It's going to be the Lucas Oil Stabilizer. Next up is Slinger taking on Scorpedo Glow in the Dark. It's going to be Scorpedo. Next up is One Bad Scoop taking on Will Trash It All. It's going to be Will Trash It All. Next up is Gutter Growler taking on Hot Wheels Racing number 1. It's going to be Gutter Growler. Next up is Son of a Digger taking on Excalibur. It's going to be Excalibur. Next up is Batitude taking on Steer Clear. It's going to be Steer Clear. Next up is Axe taking on Samson. It's going to be Plus Race. Oh, just barely. It's going to be Samson. Next up is Back to Basics Loco Punk taking on Dragon. It's going to be Loco Punk. Next up is Boneyard Gravedigger taking on Stinger Unleashed. It's going to be Stinger Unleashed. Next up is Mohawk Warrior taking on Nacho Mamas. It's going to be Mohawk Warrior. Next up is Shark Reek taking on Bad News Travels Fast Clear Crushers. It's going to be Shark Reek. Next up is Cyborg Shark taking on Annihilator. It's going to be Cyborg Shark. Next up is Fire Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Alien Invasion. It's going to be Fire Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Next up is Gravedigger Stars and Stripes taking on Overkill Evolution. It's going to be Overkill Evolution. Next up is Bustin' Loose taking on Raising Cane. It's going to be Raising Cane. And the final race of round 1 is Chrome Medusa and Carolina Crusher. It's going to be Carolina Crusher. Alright guys, here we are with round number 2. We're going to kick things off with Two School and Pillage Idiot. It's going to be Two School. Next up is the Lucas Oil Stabilizer taking on Scorpedo Glow in the Dark. It's going to be, I think that's Scorpedo. And yes it is. Scorpedo takes the win. Next up is Gutter Growler taking on Will Trash It All. This should be a good race. It's going to be Gutter Growler. Next up is Excalibur versus Steer Clear. It's going to be Excalibur with an amazing save taking the win. Next up is Samson taking on Back to the Basics Loco Punk. It's going to be Samson. Next up is Mohawk Warrior taking on Stinger Unleashed. It's going to be Stinger Unleashed. Next up is the Battle of the Sharks, Shark Reek and Cyborg Shark. And it's going to be Cyborg Shark. Next up is Fire Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Overkill Evolution. It's going to be Overkill Evolution. And the final race of round 2 is Raising Cane and Carolina Crusher. It's going to be Carolina Crusher. Alright guys, before we head on to round 3, we need a fast loser because Carolina Crusher needs an opponent to race. So here are the 2 trucks that I've selected. We have Mohawk Warrior and the Boneyard Gravedigger. It's going to be the Boneyard Gravedigger. Alright guys, here we are with round number 3. We're going to kick things off with Two School and Scorpedo Glow in the Dark. going to be Scorpedo. Next up is Excalibur taking on Gutter Grawler. It's going to be Excalibur. Next up is Samson taking on Stinger Unleashed. It's going to be Samson. Next up is Cyborg Shark taking on Overkill Evolution. It's going to be Cyborg Shark. And the final race of round 3 is the Boneyard Gravedigger taking on Carolina Crusher. It's going to be the Boneyard Gravedigger. Alright guys, here we are with round number 4, which is the quarterfinals, but we're going to need 3 fastest races to make it 8 to be even. So here they are. We're going to kick things off with Slinger and Son of a Digger. It's going to be Slinger. Next up is Will Trash It All taking on Hot Wheels Racing number 1. It's going to be Will Trash It All. And the final fastest race is going to feature Carolina Crusher and Alien Invasion. It's going to be Carolina Crusher. Now we are down to the quarterfinals of Sign-Up Series number 421. Let's go over your field of trucks. Instead of Scorpedo Glow in the Dark, we have Shock Shooter. Instead of Excalibur, we have AG_videos 2. Inside of Samson, we have One Bad Ghoul Rhinomite 2008. Inside of Cyborg Shark, we have Dead Panda. Inside of the Boneyard Gravedigger, we have Pinchio 8. Inside of Slinger, we have Monster Jam Dallas. Inside of Will Trash It All, we have Curry Gaming. And inside of Carolina Crusher, we have Caleb Williams, number 1 fan. So, let's kick the quarterfinals off with Scorpedo Glow in the Dark and Excalibur. It's going to be Excalibur, 1 upset. Next up is Samson taking on Cyborg Shark. It's going to be, I think it's Samson. Yes, it is. Samson takes the win. Next up is Slinger taking on the Boneyard Gravedigger. It's going to be Slinger. And the final race of the quarterfinals is Carolina Crusher taking on Will Trash It All. It's going to be Will Trash It All. Now we are down to the semifinals of Sign-Up Series number 421. Let's go over your field of trucks. Instead of Excalibur, we have AG_videos 2. Inside of Samson, we have One Bad Ghoul Rhinomite 2008. Inside of Slinger, we have Monster Jam Dallas. And inside of Will Trash It All, we have Curry Gaming. So let's kick the semis off with Excalibur and Samson. It's going to be Samson. Who will meet Samson in the championship race? Slinger or Will Trash It All? It's going to be Will Trash It All. Alright guys, here is the championship race. Inside of Samson, we have One Bad Ghoul, Rhinomite 2008. I don't believe he has ever won on my channel. I could be wrong, looking for his first win. And inside of Will Trash It All, we have Curry Gaming. I believe he's won about like 5 or 6 times. I'm not 100% sure, but let's crown your champion nonetheless. The winner of Sign-Up Series number 421 is going to be none other than Curry Gaming. Inside of Will Trash It All. So Curry Gaming, congratulations on taking yet another win, dude. And I don't believe this version of Will Trash It All has ever won on my channel before. Maybe I'm wrong. So I think it's safe to say that this is Will Trash It All's first win on my channel. This version, by the way. So congratulations, Curry. I believe this is your 6th or 7th win. I could be wrong. But congratulations, dude. One bad goal running my 2008. You were so close, man. You were so close on getting your first win. Better luck in Time Series 422. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Great race, everybody. Congratulations to Curry Gaming and Well Trash It All for taking the win. And congratulations to Well Trash It All for getting its first win. And I'll see you guys in Sign Up Series 422.
You could break my heart.